the use case of Talend. So we are an open source company, so we'll also speak about open source, but also about community. So community can also be handled by a commercial vendor, not only open source one. We'll speak about adoption, about disruptive, the bottom-up approach, about partner, also the SI partner, the role in the Talend business model, OEM also. And I will just start with two slides about Talend, just to introduce a little bit the company. So we are VC back from ID Invest partner, so formerly AGF Private Equity. So in 2006, at the beginning of the company. And after following by Balderton Capital, so UK VC, and the partner is Bernard Liautaud, the former founder of Business Object, and he is on the board of Talend, by the way. And the last VC who lead the last round is Silver Lake, so it's American VC, and this VC, for example, do the operation with the Skype pure case by Microsoft 2 years ago. We have 15 offices across the world, and in this map, everywhere you see green is country where we have every month a significant amount of download of our product. About the history of the company, so we start the company at the end of 2005, and we have the first round of financing in March 2006, and we launched the first open studio. Sorry, it's in green, we don't see very well. In October 2006, so it's on GPL, open source one, open source license. You had a talk from Black Dog before, so you know what means GPL. We release every 6 months new release of the product. Plus every year we add a new product. So it's why at the beginning we do only data integration, ETL, and after we do data quality, after we do MDM, we do ESB, and now we do also big data. In terms of operation, so we launched the US in early 2007. So just after release the first version of the product, we think it was interesting to address the US market, because it's for sure a big market, and for that we just start with some evangelization. So it was a general manager in the Bay Area, and be able to speak with analysts, be able to speak with a big customer, just to have a brand in US. And now for sure US is the main part where we do business, but you should not, you should wait a little more when you launch operation in US and you are a French company. You should understand the US market, and you should have a brand. You should work with analysts. So I will speak just after about Gartner or Forrester or other group. But it's very important to have some recognition to be able to be successful in US. And after we do also 2 acquisitions. One is an IP acquisition for MDM product, and the other one is a company acquisition for also a product on some interesting customer. So about recognition for the US. It's very important. It's less important here, but in North America, if you are not in the Magic Quadrant on the Gartner, it's very complex to sell something to big company. So we invest a lot on the product to show some innovation and to be able to be recognized by the main analyst. So we start the company end of 2005. Sorry, this slide is in French, but in fact it's just a slide we did for Solution Linux 2006. At this time the product was not ready, was not GA at all, and it's just to indicate when you launch a company, what we try to do is to be disruptive at several levels. On the business level, on the technology, on the way we create the company. So I will speak after about all these points. On other bullet point was not here in this presentation, but just very quickly. So here, in fact, we compare Talend versus closed source vendor. So for sure, we are open source and not closed source. It was a lot of on the technology side, this slide, but the main closed source vendor use a big server, and we are more thinking about grid computing, about multiple server. We use open standard. We don't create our own language. We use language that are already used by a lot of people. We want to target all companies, not only the big one. We take care about have a TCO very low to be able to address all the company. For sure, we are not vendor locking, as we are open source and the customer can do what he wants. But what is important is just to see there is a lot of disruption between what we have in the market and what we propose in this market. So have some value prop. So come back about open source. So open source was created a long time ago. So there is a Free Software Foundation with Stallman that creates the GNU GPL license. There is open source initiative that can give rules to indicate this license is open source or not. There is some big foundation like Apache Foundation with at the beginning the web server that are created to host open source projects. There is Linux for sure, MySQL, etc. And what we think is since 2002 there is also a way to do open source. In fact, is do business with open source. It's not only a real company that won't make money can use open source to reach that. And Red Hat shows this very well. They are a very successful company with more than 1 billion of revenue last year. So it works. And after you have some other company like Jaspersoft, Sugar Theorem, and Fresco also that base all their business model on the open source philosophy. Now open source is mature, enterprise can use open source, not only for operating system, but for ERP, CRM, also for business oriented applications. And on the open source business model, there is several ways to do business. There is a way to only sell services, training, consulting, commercial support. Or you can have also a dual licensing model. It's what we choose at Talend. So since 2007, we release also commercial product based on the open source version. So it's the open core business model. So for all the market, we address. So data quality, data integration, and MDM ESB. We have a version called Talend Open Studio for data quality, for data integration, etc. This version is free of charge. You can download it, you can use it. And something very important, you can also use it in production. You should not limit your open in this model. If you limit your open source software only to do some very small project, only to do a POC, and not to do a real production project, you will not have a lot of adoption. You will not have a lot of people that will use that. What you should think is, okay, these guys during 1 year can use the free of charge version, but after perhaps you will need some more enterprise features. He won't combine all these products. He won't do stuff like that. You don't need that for 1 project, 2 projects, 3 projects. You need that when you have 10 developers that use all these projects and want to work together, and you are at the CIO level, and you say, okay, now I should try to federate all that. So it's why, in fact, we have created our enterprise product. So Talend Enterprise for data quality, for data integration, MDM, ESB, and BPM, and for all these products, we don't want that all open source users switch to ESB. The goal is not to upsell 100% of the community. It doesn't work like this. You should have some people that remain here and that will contribute to the product. And just a part of them will just go to the commercial product. About the market we address, so you should think about that for sure. At the beginning, we address only the operational data integration. And here the competition is on script. Some Perl script, Linux shell, some Java code created by an intern to link to database to do operational data integration. But we think we can have an open source product that helps these guys to work. And after years, we need for sure sell more stuff. So we extend we extend our market with additional available market. But what I want to say, it's you can see all these markets are linked. So in fact, when you do data quality, you need before of data integration. To do master data management is to govern your data, to have some workflow on top of your data. If, for example, somebody wants to change a price on the price list in your company, you will need some approval, and after all the price should be distributed in all the applications. So to do that, you need data quality and data integration. And ESB, it's another way to expose some data integration, data quality, or MDM process, thanks another architecture. So in fact, all this market has very close. It's key because here you begin to create a community, and after you can cross-sell very easy. So you can see, oh, you can go now with data quality on your project because you know the guys that do operation data management, data integration, and you can ask to him, okay, perhaps it's interesting to do some data quality now on this project. So if all the products you construct, you deliver to your customer are linked, it's very easy to leverage the current community base, the current users to your new product. It's what we try to do every time. About about disruption, I will go very quickly on this one. It's just to explain, when we deliver a new product, we try to do something very different, and every year we do competitive analysis for all the competitors we have on the radar. And we try to see, okay, are we always disruptive versus these competitors? And in terms of features, for example, we start with three big concepts that is different if you choose a competitor. And it's thanks this we can show some difference, and people can be attracted by switch from their other vendor to Talend. I will not speak about that. I'll go directly to it. Also, in the DNA of Talend, the goal is to democratize. So, when you want to leverage open source, when you want to give free product, it will not work if the product is complex. Because in this strategy, the guy should download, and after 10 minutes, he should have something that works. If it's complex, if he should read a lot of documentation, it will not work. So don't go to open source. Don't go. You will not have adoption, because people should very easily use the product, or people. The target the people you target should quickly understand the way your product work. And thanks this, we can have some adoption. So currently we have one download of our product every 30 seconds. And since the beginning, it's 20 million of downloads, and we have close to 1 million of users. And for sure, you can see we have close to 1 million of users and less than 4,000 customers. And for us, it's not at all an issue, and we don't try to upsell all our users to customer. Some users will continue to remain open source users, because they don't want to pay for software. Okay, that's not an issue. These guys perhaps will use these guys to other. We will have some benefits, other benefits with these guys, because in the open source you can have a forge, and you can have people that will contribute. So, for example, currently we have 500 posts per week on our forum. So that means people, if they have some issue, if they can post some issue in the forum, and it's not Talend that will answer in this forum, it will be other contributors. And this other contributor is perhaps an open source contributor. They will never pay something to Talend, but in fact we can leverage these guys thanks the community, because he will for free help other people, and these other people will perhaps become customers. So for us it's good. We have also the exchange. In the exchange it's something interesting. In our model we have so in data integration, one thing very important is to have connectors, to be able to connect to every databases, every sources or targets. It can be Salesforce.com, it can be SAP, it can be Twitter, it can be what you have in mind. And to create this, you should have a lot of QA, a lot of environment, it's impossible to have this. Thanks the community, we have people that create 400 extensions to our studio. So that means, in fact, all the connectors we will be able to provide at the beginning was created by other people. For sure, we can talk with these guys, learn from his experience how we create the connectors, and after we can integrate it, and we can integrate the system we need to be able to support this new system. But if at the beginning the R&D should know all the standards it exists, it's not possible. So it's why we can also leverage the community from that and decrease the cost of the R&D because the community work for us also. For example, in the bug tracker we have more than 7,000 issues created by people that are not talent staff. So it's something also interesting. You know, QA team, it's something that costs. And here you can have for free some guys that want to increase this open source software and won't give time for that. Just speak again about the open core model. So we have developers that will download and use the Talend Open Studio for DI, DQ, etc. And depending on the product, it targets different guys. Perhaps developers, perhaps architects or senior developers. It depends the product. What is interesting is here these guys will speak together and will say to their manager, okay, now we need support, we need training, we need more features, etc. And after it will go to IT manager's layer, and here it will be more straightforward. In fact, the sales will have some issue to directly speak with developer because each developer sees only his scope. Here, the IT manager will see the scope of all his departments, so he will have a better vision, and it's more, for sure, it's easier to sell directly to a guy that see more all the needs of his department, and not only for one specific project. It's perhaps a very little project, but if you add all the little projects, it becomes a big project. And after you need for sure Unify, so the Unify platform, and it's why after we can go at the upper layer and sell all the product together. Yes, I have this slide, it will be better to understand. So the first step is the guys download, use, and they don't know how to collaborate because they use this tool only for one project, and these guys use the main tool but for another project, and they cannot leverage experience together. And after you need industrialization like this, because on the server you have some stuff that come from everywhere. So it's when all commercial products come. And after, thanks industrialization, the IT manager will be happy because he can control, he can monitor all the stuff that are done in the project. I will go on in this one, and it will be my last slide. Here is two ways. In this radar, we try to put, in fact, some big companies, well-known companies, and with first the business model. So the top-down selling is when a company needs to have marketing and sales that go to customer to explain the product, etc., etc. With the viral adoption, it's the customer that come to you because he used the product since 1 year, since 6 months. So you know very well the product. You don't need to have pre-sales to do some demonstration, etc. The guys know and know what he wants. So it will be more easy to sell because you know what he wants. And the size of the bubble, in fact, is a growth between 2010 and 2011. And you can see the growth of this kind of company. Some of them are good, but it's not good as open source one. I think it's finished in terms of time, so I will not. I have other slide, but
we may take some extra minutes if you.
Okay.
Unless we have a lot or plenty questions. I don't know.
Depends if there is a question or not.
Yeah.
In fact.
Is there any questions?
So I will continue one slide, and if you are, I will take only 1 or 2 questions after. One stuff very important also on the business model is we don't. So we provide less than The proportion in the revenue is less than 30% dedicated to services and 70% for our software, or commercial software. So thanks this, we can leverage a lot of partners, and currently we have more than 300 partners that will do the job for us. In fact, these guys will directly work with the customer and can recommend our software. So in this business model, it's very important to have a certified partner that will have some materials for sure to do some demos, some pre-sales activity, but you are not to do by yourself. In fact, it's directly the SI that will directly go to the customer and will sell your product for you. And another kind of partner is OEM. So in fact, for example, if you purchase CRM, for example, you will get a talent inside to be able to link your CRM with your information system. If you purchase Jaspersoft suite, you will get a product. So it's a BI open source tools. You will get Jasper ETL, and in fact, Jasper ETL it's a version of Talent. We rebrand and we deliver to Jasper. So thanks OEM, you can also demultiply the effort to spread your product on the market. Some of these products are embed the open source version, some other embed the enterprise version. It depends the strategy the company have, but in the both cases, it's interesting for us because we have more people that will use our product. So after, it's like a funnel. You have download, you have users. After users, you have people that will ask for commercial product. Any question? Yes?
I know that you only there to Roundtable and the track. So I have a question for you. What's the difference between your business model and a record business model or business object business model? Because I don't see any difference.
Oh, adoption. If you want, so you spoke about business object. If you want,
it's not what the difference between you and a closed software editor product. I said Oracle or business object.
I take just one example you got. But, for example, for business objects should send a sales to sell the product, to demonstrate the product, to demonstrate how the product works, and to answer to the question. Yes, this product answer your is a good answer to your project. Here it will be different. It will be the user that will download the product, that will use it during 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Speak with other colleagues to say, oh, you know what, I download Talent Open Studio for data integration and I synchronize my databases in 1 week. It's very easy. So, and after these guys, when our sales go to this company, the company knows already the product, so you don't need to demonstrate that the product fit with the project. The user knows that because we don't prospect, we don't purchase a list of customers or take the phone book on go like this. We just see, okay, these guys ask us some support, and these guys on the forum speak about some features that is on our commercial edition. So it's a good time to go to these guys and to say to him, oh, you know what, I have an enterprise product that answers the gap you find on the open source product. So it's not the same, and it's not the same philosophy, and for sure the time to close a deal, it's shorter because you don't need to demonstrate the tool. The guys know already.
By the way, what's the turnover of the company?
The turnover of?
Your company.
C'est quoi le turnover?
Le chiffre d'affaires.
Le chiffre d'affaires. Le revenu? We don't disclose the revenue.
Okay.